Hi guys, we're about a week before the big reshuffle and reshunt here in the engineering department, and of course this is the current location of my box van. So the reshunt is happening next week, which means this week I need to make sure the box van is okay to move, which basically involves opening up all the axle boxes and giving them a fresh coat of oil. So what we're going to do today is get on with the axle boxes, and then later on in this video it'll be all crammed together. We should be able to get it moving, and fingers crossed, I'm not sure, we might be able to get it coupled up to the brake van. So yep, welcome to the Wardle Road channel, and this is the box van series. Right, so like I said, the big reshuffle is happening next week. That'll be the 11th of June. And that's basically going to involve moving a lot of stock around here to move some stuff that needs higher priority on the work list, such as the tube wagon and a couple of other bits that maybe don't need looking at, that can be pushed away down the end here for storage. But obviously this is going to be moving. So what we need to do is open up all these axle boxes and get them oiled. So unlike the brake van has the ones that drop halfway. I can't remember what the term is, so someone will correct me in the comment section. But they have basically drop boxes that you unbolt each side and the bottom half of it falls out. Now these ones are a little bit different. You've just got the one bolt on this side, and as it's already been loosened a little bit, hopefully we should just be able to open her up like that. So let's get a close-up of the axle and you should be able to see what we've got going on in here. Right, so you've got a close-up here now of the axle box, and similarly to the brake van, these basically have a mop that sit underneath the bottom of the axle, and then what it does is you pour oil in this pit down here, and then through the mop it will slowly soak through the mop and then basically form a sort of an oily base to the top of the mop there, and then as this axle goes round, obviously it will pick up the oil and keep it running nice and smoothly. Now this one, I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to get this out without a bit of work, but a lot of this mop is pretty solid underneath. Now I have just opened up the one on the same side at the other end of the box van, and I've actually managed to remove this piece out of here, so we'll go and look at that one and I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, there's nothing apart from the fact I'm probably going to have to replace this down the line. Hopefully the top of the pad is not too rough, as it were, just so we can get some oil on it, just enough so we can actually get it moved out of here, because the last thing we want to do is start scratching the axle or anything like that, and just check for any sort of bits of metal or anything in there that might damage the axle. So let's go down to the other end and I'll show you what this tray's kind of supposed to look like. I mean, it's not much cleaner, but yeah, let's go over there now. Right, so here we are at the other end, and this here, if it comes out, is the pad. Now, I'll be honest, it's not. It's in better condition than the other one, but I mean, it's still not great. But the idea of it is you've got this. Again, I need to start learning the terms for some of this stuff. But you've got the pad here, at the top of the mop, as I'm going to call it for the sake of this, and the pit underneath. So this is actually relatively clean. There's a bit of rubbish in here that I could probably just scrape out with a flathead screwdriver. And the bottom of the mop, basically, as you see here, all these strands, these are what dip into the pot at the bottom, and obviously some of this rubbish can go. But yeah, this one's not too bad actually. I'm quite surprised. So what we want to do is just check for any bits of rubbish in here or anything that might scratch or damage the axle. So we'll just remove them little bits there. But as I say, this one's not bad actually, and it's still soft, and obviously it's still extremely springy as well, and it's got all its tails, I think that's the term, dangling there. So that means that it should draw up oil, and I mean, yeah, this one's really damp still. So this one hopefully just requires a little bit of a clean on the inside. Again, we'll remove some cobwebs and get some oil in the bottom there. So yeah, that's definitely what it's supposed to look like, rather than the mess you've seen in the first one. So I'm going to tidy this one up a little bit, and then we'll go around to the other side of the van. Right, axle box number 3. This one, oh, actually there's loads of oil in this. I thought that was water, but no, it's definitely oil. And hopefully, again, this has got the slightly different handles on it as well. So I'm not sure what the best method for pulling the pad out. However, sure we can get it out with a bit of force, like so. And if you look at that, that is absolutely soaked in oil. So we'll just tidy up these a little bit, make sure they're all removed. Again, some of the slightly hardened lumps. But yeah, there's a whole pit of oil down the bottom there. So perhaps this was looked at even more recently than the other side. But no, this should be good to go. So again, nothing of any concern on the top here. Still damp. I mean, there's some slightly harder bits on here, but again, I'll probably replace all of these a little bit later down the line. So we'll just make sure all the tails, again, I'm not sure if that's the right term, but hopefully it is, nice and clean. Well, not clean, but dangling down. And then we just should be able to slide that back in like that. Okay, well that was a lot easier. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, actually. The hardest part of this is actually getting your gloves off while they're slippery. But yeah, let's close this one up. And look at number 4. So number 4 is located, as you can see, behind the brake lever. So to do that, we've got to lift the brake lever up there, and then hopefully give this. Oh, this plate's actually a bit thin. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, this plate is a lot. This looks like it's been a refurbed plate or something, because this is a lot thinner than the other 3. But again, we'll open it up, and here, look at that. That is a deep, deep pool of oil. So I'm not even going to bother pulling the pad out for that, because I'm going to assume this has been looked at far more recently. Again, from the gap I can see down there, tiny gap, the axle looks all nice and shiny. But I'm going to guess that this one's been looked at, perhaps these 2 on this side have been looked at far more recently. But yeah, there's a big fresh pool of oil in there. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to nip back to the workshop, grab some oil, and then oil up the other 3. But as I say, this one looks like it's had work done on it most recently because of the unbranded plate that's on the outside here. Plate, cover, again, don't know the terms, so probably butchered that. But yeah, let's oil them up. So what's next for the box van series? Well, the two things we've done so far is we've looked over the van and we've had the van moved. Now the moving of the van was probably the bit that I was most nervous for, but hopefully the little bit of maintenance on the axle boxes we did prior to it moving maybe helped it a bit. But yeah, so we've got the van in a place that's much more accessible now. So the next thing I'd like to do is look at liveries. So on the screen now, you'll see a design that I've had sort of in the works for a little while now. So Matt at the Corn Wagon and Wagon Works very kindly put this drawing together. And what we've done is we've kind of incorporated a bit of the Colne Valley Railway with the Headingham, and then obviously the channel with the Wardle Road Limited, as Wardle Road, the channel now is a limited company. So that works. And then obviously you've got the original number on there as well. And of course, you'll see from the doors aren't the Royal Navy doors that are on there. The plan is to change them back to their original panelled doors. So that's something we're going to work on in a few episodes' time. And I think watching Matt do his professional sign writing on the box van is going to be a fantastic video in itself. So let me know in the comment section what you do think of this livery and if what you would change or what you like about it. So if you did enjoy the video, please do hit the thumbs up, and of course if this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. There are other playlists on this channel. Of course you've got the box van series which you're watching now, and if you missed episode 1 you can go and find that on the channel. And of course we've got the brake van series as well, which is making some good progress, and there's going to be some rather large steps on that as well coming up in the next few episodes. So if you have been following that, make sure to stay tuned. You can do that by turning the notification bell on. Of course, I want to say thank you to all the channel members. It really does help push the channel, as well as all the money we raise on the channel goes straight back into the projects I'm working on. And to all the people who've been using the new donate in the comment section feature as well. So I really cannot thank you enough if you've been leaving donations down below. So all that leaves me to say is I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in episode 3.